Happy Wednesday, Infinite Divine Beings. Today is not a meditation, but I do want to share the enlightenment that I received today. Today is September 13th, my earthly father's ascension anniversary. How I feel from year to year varies. I would say how I feel about his ascension varies as well from day to day. Today, I definitely felt like I needed and wanted him in the physical. Simply because it's comforting to hug or be able to cry on your father's shoulder. Today, I needed to put my head into his chest and just cry. Not the shoulder, because I'm not tall enough. My dad was 6'5". Very tall man. So, with the enlightenment of just wanting to cry to him and say, I felt bad I could not save everyone that I loved. And he simply said, it's not for you to save them. Which I know this. I know that he knows that I know this. When you love someone, you want them to have the strength and the courage to save themselves. You want better for them. We want all these things for other people. However, they have to want it for themselves. So, in reflecting of me wanting better for my nieces that are related to me by blood, I was remembering that my oldest niece was seeking a breast reduction. And I told her, she's only 20, doesn't have any children, has never been pregnant. I told her she should wait until after she has kids. For now, she can eat healthy and exercise, change her diet. In that, I went down a rabbit hole of medical health. Let me back up. For me, being 41, my body has elevated. I have a lot of fire energy. I've always had a lot of fire energy, but it's gone to a whole another level. My dragon energy has showed up in a new way, and it's just, I can get hot all over at any moment. So it just feels like my Reiki energy is just turned on to 100% all over my body. And then I started thinking about, well, when did my mom go into menopause? She went into menopause. A friend told me right after she had her hysterectomy at the hospital. Having a hysterectomy sends you into menopause immediately. I was young enough, but old enough to remember having to stay at my mother's friend's home when I was a little girl. So I must have been about 3 or 4 when she had her hysterectomy. And I believe, no, I don't believe. I know that sometimes medical things or medical manipulations can cause mental illness or manipulations. So, for a very long time, my mother, earthly mother, has gone undiagnosed with what I know to be bipolar disorder. Very high mania, and very low lows of depression. So when you have a hysterectomy, it sends you into menopause, and that throws your hormones off balance. And from bipolar disorder, it's a chemical imbalance within the brain. So imagine having to deal with your hormones, and you're not dealing with your hormones because you're not trying to balance your body the way that it needs to be in balance. You're not trying to heal from past traumas. It's gonna throw you off completely. Totally, completely. And so I got angry at systems, just our worldly systems, and thinking how the medical system just wants the next ovaries or the next fallopian tubes or the next uterus. They don't care about the person. They don't care about the being. They don't care about the mental, emotional, and spiritual capacity of the person. So I had all of this compassion flowing in today. And I got to see a different angle. That it wasn't just the trauma of childhood, but it was not my childhood, of course, my mother's childhood. It wasn't just the trauma affecting her, it was the manipulation of the medical procedures as well. Because in this society, we haven't really taken care of women in our cultures, in our religious settings, communities. And so for the doctors, it was just an experiment. That's all. Just an experiment. But definitely, when you go through something as heavy as having a birth, then 4 years later, a hysterectomy, it takes, let me tell you, for your body to stop being malleable after postnatal. It takes about 6 to 9 months for your bones to solidify again. And then if you're breastfeeding, you can breastfeed as much and as long as you want, as long as you are healthy. However, for your body to stop producing milk completely, I would say 6 months to a year. So you add on these months and years, and then later on down the line, you have a hysterectomy. Your body's not, it's trauma after trauma. Giving birth is trauma. Giving birth is a traumatic experience. So is surgery. So, like I said, I had all of this compassion today. Seeing things in a different light. And lately, conversation has been talking a lot about the toxic mamas. We talk about the deadbeat dads, but the toxic mamas are a known secret. Nobody wants to speak bad about their mama. I would tell you in a heartbeat about everything and anything that I experienced with my own mother, earthly mother. However, I do know that a lot of it was spiritual warfare, and looking back, a lot of it was energy or spiritual manipulation. Like I said, with the systems, the worldly systems, they're fractured, they're broken. And today, I was just pissed off at the systems and the lack of support that our systems give. So, what's the solution? It's always been the solution. It will forever be the solution. And my solutions for my problems, and these are not particularly my problems, they're the world's problems. Divine, compassionate, unconditional love, and self-mastery. Getting to know who you are, the ins of and outs of who you are. Getting to know yourself through and through. Become consumed with the why. Why are you here? What is your purpose? Why do you think the way you do? Why do you act the way you do? Why do you love the way you do? Why do you desire some of the things that you desire? Who and what is your oversoul? What is he or she like? What do you like in the spiritual realm? how much of your spirit man can you bring into this reality? What does your own personal power look like? How can you become more powerful within yourself? How can you leave your thumbprint on this world? What are you doing to edify this reality, this existence, this world? What are you doing for yourself to heal, to self-correct? What are you doing to keep up your maintenance on your body, on your mind, on your spirit, your heart, your mental health, your medical health? What are you doing to love on yourself? I'm putting you at the forefront because you are the only person you can control. You can always, always lead by example. Just by living your life. You don't have to tell anybody anything. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to give your 2 cents or your opinion. Just live your life to the highest, greatest frequency. It's how you lead by example. Allowing your light to shine, and someone else will notice it and ask questions. Whether you want to be a teacher or not, you are always teaching. Somebody is always watching. Somebody is always looking. What are you doing to make you the greatest, highest version of yourself in this reality, in this existence? What are you doing to call in your God or goddess energy, your high priest or high priestess energy, your king and queen energy, your emperor and empress energy? What does that look like on a daily basis? I jokingly not so much jokingly, but I play around with them, my ancestors. And actually, I wasn't playing, but I say it in a very light tone. I told them, I stopped asking them what they wanted for their birthday, or birthdays and anniversaries, because they always say they want children. And that's fine and dandy. But both of my brothers have children. But obviously they want children from my womb. There's nothing wrong with that. But I needed to get to them to understand I could not fathom bringing a life into this world and I was not fully healed. I had a lot going on. I couldn't bring myself to it. Why would I bring in a new life who is probably an ancient but yet and still, something as beautiful as pure divine love, why would I bring that into a vessel, into this world, and I could not fully give of myself? Or I didn't feel like I could fully love him or her. Simply because I did not fully love myself. Well, these are things to think about. These are just my reflections that I had today. As far as children goes, we shall see. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Thank you for taking the time to take all that I said into consideration about your mental and medical health, and the solutions we can give to change our systems. I love you, infinite divine beings.